guess the best way to start this is to start from the top. So my name is Chris Myers. I go by Mayhem. I'm a model and a sponsored athlete on 5% Nutrition. I got out of the military at a young age. I was hurt. I didn't know what to do with myself. I'd gone through so much in the military and so quickly, I didn't know what the hell was going on in my life, and I knew nothing made sense. But at that time, I couldn't do anything. I had a massive gash. I was looking at a really, really big hole in my life. And when you talk about depression, there is no way to put it that I honestly at some points wanted to die. My life didn't make any sense and I didn't know where I was headed. And all I know that where I was at just wasn't a good place mentally or physically. And being hurt and not being able to do anything to make it better and just sitting around on my ass eating painkillers all day just wasn't the answer. I'd gone through liver failure. I'd been taken through the ringer up until this point. And when I thought it couldn't get any worse, man, I had gone through some events in 2013. My best friend was killed on his motorcycle. And shortly thereafter that, I got shot again. And my girlfriend was killed in front of me. So this is bringing you up to 2013. And I obviously still couldn't work out. I just suffered so many more injuries on top of a motorcycle accident. I was getting told from every direction that I couldn't do this because of my injuries. I couldn't do that, doing anything productive with my life. And I was literally had a future headed nowhere. And even worse, I was back home in a place that I absolutely hated in Dayton, Ohio. So I can remember very, very vividly one of my many, many stays in the hospital, watching this guy named Rich Piano on YouTube. And at the time, I was going through a lot of eating disorders. Maybe eating disorder isn't the correct way to put it, but because of my wounds and being shot in the stomach so many times, my insides were screwed up. And it was really, really hard for me to eat. And I'll never forget it. I saw this guy, it was probably like 2014 or 15 maybe. I was laying in a VA hospital bed, and I ran across that guy, Rich, and he was screaming about this product called Real Food. And it was hard not to watch the guy.
What would be the better choice? 2 scoops of protein powder or 10 egg whites cooked on a plate? Pretty simple answer. The egg whites is gonna win every time.
I was on an insured diet at this point, and drinking like 6 of those a day, like that was rough. I started using Real Food. I started using egg whites with it. It was going way better than the Ensure. So kept watching Rich. I kept watching Rich, and slowly over time, my strength started to come back, and I was able to go hit the gym. By now, we're talking, this is like 2015. I knew from the military, like physical training is one of the biggest things that we do. And I remember I hated running, but I was happy. I felt good. So I went back to thinking like that, and if I could just, get in the gym, start out on machines, maybe I could get feeling better, and that was the one thing that made me feel good. And I watched Rich's videos religiously, like I could almost quote some of them still word for word. And that man had the biggest impact on my life, and it wasn't up until 2007, maybe 16 or 17, I don't remember. I was out in the Arnold, sorry. And I actually met the man, and I was able to show him some of my scars and some of the stories just real quick. I probably had less than 10 minutes with the man. But that 10 minutes literally lit a fire under me like you would never believe. I started hitting the gym harder. We started going twice a day. I started using different products to start helping me take my training to the next level. I started taking things way more seriously. And my life started improving. Yet the pain wasn't gone. I was still in a lot of pain, but yet I felt better. I woke up in a hospital bed in 2018, having a doctor telling me that I was clinically dead, that I had just had a heart attack, And unbeknownst to them, all they knew is I had drugs in my system. My best friend had tried to kill me over some money. And that was one of my lowest points of just absolute depression. I had been through so much. It's not ever anything that I would want to go back to. And I can't thank not only the Team 5%, but Rich himself enough, because it was just those videos.
Good fucking morning, everyone.
5% mentality is a person that's willing to do whatever it takes to reach his goals.
We're all in this together, and no one's better than anyone. I wake up so enthused and so excited to start the day.
And hearing "Good morning, goddammit," that gave me that extra bit of push. I already knew that I couldn't live the life that I was living. It sucked. I hated it. I didn't want to be here. And that was miserable in itself. And to go from feeling like that on a daily basis, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to what I'm talking about, that depression is a motherfucker. It was like one of those scenes, like I could see myself just as this depressed, sick, hateful, maybe hateful, I hated me. That's the best way to put it. It had nothing to do with anybody else. I hated me and what I had become. Because it was just, everything was so dark. And I remember all of it like it was yesterday, and I guess that's why what I'm doing today and why me being motivational and helping others, that's what helps me, because I don't ever really go back to that dark place until it's time for me to talk about it in situations like this. I don't ever go there anymore because I don't live there. I live here now. And that was the worst part of the depression, is because you're always living in the past. And I heard this great saying that, well, it was more of a statement. It was, why in a car is the rear view mirror so small as opposed to the windshield? And the answer is because where you are going is more important than where you've been. And I took that to heart. That was like another gunshot wound, but it was straight to the heart, and it lit a fire under me like you would never believe. I already had enough pain and enough horrible things that happened to me, which would cripple most people. I guess in the end, I was lucky because I looked at it differently. I didn't want to go back there, and I didn't want to live that way, but I knew what was on the other end of not succeeding. So I used those horrible, painful memories to kind of motivate me those days that I didn't want to get out of bed. It's early, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got a 3-hour workout ahead of me and it's cold. I don't want to go do that, but it's those workouts that you do when you don't want to do them that count the most, because no matter what, when you leave that gym after giving it your all, that feeling you get is like none other. And that's what helped me climb out of that hole, was every day, no matter how bad I felt. Because believe me, if I only worked out on the days that I felt good, I would work out like 2 days a week maybe. But I kept going, even though it hurt, even though it sucked, because I knew that if I gave it my all, I could get out of the hole that I was in. It wasn't talking to psychiatrists. I tried that. That shit didn't work. It wasn't taking medicine. I tried that. I knew that I didn't want to end up in a box, and I didn't want my mom crying over me, so that if I was going to make her proud, I had to do something. Give it my fucking everything. And with these videos of Richard, man, I'll never forget. Like, I can still hear him talking every day.
The more you put in, the more you get out. So stop fucking making excuses. Get out there and do whatever the fuck it takes to reach your fucking goals.
And that's why I find a lot of people just aren't doing. They're not doing anything to make their lives better. And at the end of the day, like, I want to show people, it doesn't matter what you go through in life. It matters what you do about it. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from my story, honestly, is what are you going to do about your situation? It doesn't have to stay that way. Doesn't matter what people are telling you. Doesn't matter what people are saying to you. It matters what's going on inside your head and what you want with your life. Nobody's going to make it better but you. I can take my sore, tired, broken, beat up, shot to hell, clinically dead twice, ass into the gym on a daily basis, then you can too, because this isn't about me. I'm only showing you my story to show you how severe things were and what I've overcome so that I can maybe get you to change your life. Get up off your ass and go do something for yourself. You'll thank me later for it.
We will stay right where we at. We ain't never